And when we discussed it, Paul has incorporated those, and that's another feature that the committee would be asked to comment on during the RFP preparation, because what we learned in working with HMC, the only area that we significantly changed in terms of their scope was the process of going out to the community and soliciting feedback and having them reiterate, and it got a little bit more involved than they had anticipated. So, to Paul's point, the more specific we can incorporate those elements in the RFP, the better the proposers will be able to respond to the CCAC and town as to how they're going to provide them.
And then if we don't ultimately take out that particular design alternative, then presumably there'll be some sort of credit applied to their fee. How would that work?
Yeah, if they're on a, they're on a time and materials basis, so if they don't do that particular task in those hours, they won't charge us for it.
Yeah, so how are you gonna set that up in the RFP? As a premium cost to go that route, or is it just, certain, you mentioned a line item, but?
Oh, the line item is just a date. It's a task that we've included there. I think you're probably getting into the weeds if you're gonna try to get too micromanaged on how many hours did they spend with this one task. If it's a whole block of effort that you can pull out, fine. But the budget is going to answer some of those decisions more than just the green initiatives. There may be the opportunity for a fundraiser to come in and say, I'm earmarking, fundraising for energy initiatives, fine, but the building still needs to get designed, built on budget, and so it may have to just, we put it out there, it costs too much, and we retracted it, and then the project's design phases, where you get into the details of the building and just proceed without it.
Yeah, and we need some information on operating costs too, as a result of these designs,
Right.
I'd like to hear that it does make sense. Valerie, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we didn't specify when public comments could be had, but
That's okay, this is very informal, so.
yeah, I do want to add to that I think the integrating in the concept of what you want in this building has to start at the beginning, because I've heard about amazing buildings that produce more electricity than they use, more water than they use, and have things like green roofs that add to the ecosystem and are healthier interiors and have much lower operating costs. And if you're just looking at this number and this building costs this much and a green building costs this much, but you're not looking at the operating costs, as Rose just said, you're not getting the full picture, because those buildings might have a higher component to build a healthy green roof, but then you reduce your water costs, you reduce your heating and cooling costs, you have fewer absent employee days, you have so many benefits that you need to look at the bigger picture.
Right.
Plus, the latest thing is that much of the green building that's going on today is less expensive than traditional building, and that there are benefits to green building. So I think if you don't integrate that as a goal early on, then you're not going to be, I think, looking at the universe of the best green builders, which is really what you want to be doing when you're interviewing architects. I don't think you want to even look at architects who don't do green buildings, in my opinion. But the objective of the center has to be integrated as a vision for what this community can build. And I will remind you that AB 32 is in action in California, and we have to reduce our energy use. The government is mandated to reduce our energy use, and for this to be a government building, I think we want to be looking at being an inspiration so that we excite people who are going to contribute, but also we have to inspire residents who want to build 10,000 square foot homes, that they're going to have to be zero net energy very soon, and if we're not going to do it in town, why would they do it as residents? So I think it's very important for the future of Atherton that we set the line in the sand that this is going to be the greenest building we can do, because that's where our residents have to get to also. And it'll be educational, informative, involving, inspiring, all those good things.